So before jumping to some topics, I would um, want you guys to be familiarized with two mathematic, operations. Okay. One is divide, which looks something like this, straight line. You know divide, right? And one is percent sign, like this. All right. So let me tell you about these through the examples. All right. Okay. Suppose we have a number here, x, which is 4123, right? Can you remember the last digit of this x? It is what? Going to be 3, right? And if I ask like what would be the value of x if I remove this 3 from here? It would be what? 412, right? Now, can you tell me in programming or when we are writing a program, how will you find the last digit? So many of you guys still be knowing, but let me still tell you. What we'll do is we'll this is our x, which is variable here. We'll percent it with 10. Alright. So what this percent sign does, it returns the remainder when x is divided by any number here. Suppose here is 10. So we'll return 3 here, right? Because if we divide 412 by 10, right? 4123, sorry. Yes. So it would be, 4120, and the remainder would be 3. And this x percent 10 would return 3. Alright. Now another thing I want to ask you guys is how will you find a number after removing last digit? Suppose like x41 is 4123 here and I want answer to be 412. Then how would you do in programming? So what you'll do is you'll return x divided by 10. Alright. So this is a simple division which we do. Alright. Since x is our integer, so x divided by 10, if we store it in a variable integer, in an integer variable, x is would be what, 412.3. But since we are storing it or you know outputting it in a very in integer form, hence the answer would be 412 or 412.3. So answer would be 412, right? And we'll discard the point form, and hence the last digit would be discarded and we'll get the number 412. Alright. So these are the two functions which I wanted to tell you. This is a very important one. Alright. Now let's jump to some questions, or I would say, yeah, basically the topics, not questions exactly. Alright. Maybe this would come handy in future programming questions. Okay. Suppose we have to find number of digits in any number. Alright, suppose here our input is 433. What would be our output? It is going to be 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Suppose the number is 3234. The number of digits here is 4, and the output would be what? 4. Right. Now pause this video and try to come up with a solution to find the number of digits. Alright. So here's a very basic and very easy solution. This is going to be an iterative solution. Alright, so what we are going to do is, we have number n, which is what? 433, right? Now we'll run a loop, and we'll, you know, going to divide n by 10 continuously until n becomes 0. Alright, when this happens, we'll come out of the loop, and we'll have a variable count which will store the number of times the loop would run, and that would be our answer. Alright, so let me tell you by doing a dry run. So initially our n is what? 433. Suppose our variable which will have a count is going to be 0. Alright, now in the first one what we'll do is we'll divide 433 by 10. So now our n would be what? 43. Yes. C will become what? 1. Alright, cool. Then we'll divide n again by 10. Now it would be what? 4. C will become 2. Yes. Now what will happen? We'll divide 4 by 10 again. Now the now n would be 0 and C would become 3. And as soon as n becomes 0, we'll come out of our loop. Alright. So this is the basic idea of this solution, to find the number of digits in any given number. Alright. Now let's try to code this solution. Okay. So first of all, let's include our header file. Then namespace std. Let's make a main function where we'll have n, and we have a user defined n. Alright. And then we are going to see out count digits n. Alright. Now let's make a function of by name count digits. Let's pass n as its parameter. Alright. Now let's have our count variable here. It is going to be initially 0. Right. Now we'll make a loop that states that where as long as n is more than 0, this loop is going to be run. Now what we are going to do is, what did I tell you? We'll divide n continuously, and every time we are going to increment count, and count would be the number of digits. Then we will return count, right? See here, C is our count. Yeah, C when the loop ends, C is 3, and if we see the output is also 3, hence it is the correct solution. The C is going to be the number of digits, right? So this is going to be our function. Let's save it and try to run it. Let's take the example 433 only. Alright, 433. See, we are returning 3. Right, okay. Now next time let's take 3234 here. 3234. Number of digits are 4, hence the program is running. Alright, so this was a very easy solution. Right, sorry. Now let's come to palindrome check. Alright, suppose our input somewhere is 3434, then our output is gonna be false, and if input is something as 12121, 12121, our output is gonna be true. Alright, yes. Now you might be wondering what is palindrome check. So let's understand what is a palindrome. So palindrome means if I read a number from left to right and if I read a number from right to left, then answer would be same. Alright, for example, let's see here. If we read from left to right, it is going to be 3434, right? And if I'm going to read it from right to left, it is going to be 4343. So 3434 and 4343 are not equal. Hence the output would be false. Alright. And suppose at any point, now let's go to another example here. The example is 12121. Alright, if I read it from left to right, it is going to be 12121. Alright. And if I'm going to read it from right to left, it is going to be 12121. Hence 12121 and 12121 are equal. Hence output is going to be true. Right. Now again, pause for 2 minutes and think for the solution here. Alright. So let's jump to solution. Now, what you have to do is, what you can do here is, you can have a variable, a rev, right, where you'll store the reverse of the number. Alright, in this case, you'll store the reverse of the number as 4, 3, 4, 3, right? Here, here, reverse would be what? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, right? And then you compare reverse with the original number. Alright, with the original number. And if reverse is equal to original number, we'll return true. Like in this case, original number is this and reverse number is this. Both are same. So we'll, return true. And here, yes, here. The reverse number is not equal to the original number, hence we'll return false. Alright. Now, the main question arises is how you'll find the reverse of a number. Alright, so here the percent sign which we studied earlier in this video will come in handy. Alright, what we'll do here is that we'll use a loop here, and what we'll do is we'll find the units digit, the last digit. Alright, okay, let's have a dry run so you'll understand it. What I'm trying to say is the number is what? 3434, right? So what I'm trying to say is find the unit digit of it. It's going to be what? 4, yes. And then divide the 4. Okay. If you have to read it from here to here, you need to find all the digits from right to left one by one. So our first digit comes out to be 4. Now if I have to find next right to left digit, what I have to do? I have to eliminate this one. So what you'll do? You'll divide this number by 10. Hence this number would come. Yes. Okay. Now here what you'll do is you'll find this digit. units digit here, which is going to be what, 3. And now what you'll do is, to find this digit, you'll eliminate this one, right? You'll eliminate this one. So your new number becomes what, 34, right? Now here unit digit is going to be what, 3, sorry, 4, this one. Now if I have to find the next right to left digit, I have to eliminate this one, right? Now it will come have to be 3. Now to find this digit, what I'll do again is, the percent 10. I have this digit, and now I'll again, divide it by 10, so answer would be 0. So as soon as we hit 0, we'll come out of the loop. Okay. As soon as we reach 0, we'll come out of the loop. So 4, 3, 4, 3. This is going to be, this way we are going to have a reverse number. But what we have to do is, if I directly add, these numbers, so these will result in what, 4 plus 3, 7, 7 plus 4, 11, 11 plus 3, 14, right? So what I'll do is that every time when I add this number to this reverse variable, I'll multiply the reverse variable by 10. Alright, so here it would be, 4 into 10, 40, right? And then when I add 3 here, it is going to be what? 43. Now here I'll again multiply it with 10. It is going to be what? 430. Then I'll add this number. It will become 434. Then again I'll multiply this with 10 and then add this, and it becomes 4, 3, 4, 3, right? So this is going to be the main idea of how to do this question. First, for the basic idea is to find the reverse of this number, and how to find the reverse of this number I told you about it. All right. Now let's try to code this program. Okay. So we'll add a header file here first of all, and then namespace std, right? We have a main variable, main function. We have variable n. We'll take it from user, and if let's name our function as spal. Alright, spal n cout true, else cout false. Alright, now let's have a spal function. We'll have it as a boolean function. Alright, I'm hoping you might be knowing what is a boolean function. So what boolean function does is either returns true or false. So by this condition, if spal n, this means that if this function returns true, then we'll see out true, and else we'll see out false. Okay. So now let's have a reverse initializer to 0, where we will store the reverse number. We have temporary variable which on which we'll operate of doing, that divide operation. Because see, if we do it on n, then how we'll compare it with reverse number? Because then n will become 0 after the while loop. Hence, we'll have a temporary variable which will have the same value as n, and we'll do the operations on it. Alright, so we declared the temp variable which is equal to n. Now what we are going to do is find temp more than 0. Let's have um let's have it unit digit. Unit digit as 10% 10, right? Now what we did I tell you what we'll store in ref? We'll have ref percent 10 plus unit digit. Alright, and then we'll have 10 plus 10 by 10. Alright, and then what we'll gonna return is return temp is equal to um, reverse is equal to n. So what this line is going to return is that we'll check whether ref is equal to n. If this is true, then we'll return true, and else we'll return false. Alright, so this is the final program here. Let's try and run it. Let's have the same example, which is let's check for 3434 first. Let's put value as this. Alright, the answer is false. Okay, now let's run it again and have another example, which is 12121, and let's try to run it. Oh my bad. Yeah, 12121. Okay, true. Alright, so hence this is a palindromic number. Alright, so I hope you got the understanding of percent and divide operations, which is which comes in very handy in programs, and then some basic functions like counting of digits and palindromic check and how to reverse a number. These were the key takeaways from this lecture.